They quit reality TV fame when it was at its peak. What really happened after that? Chip and Joanna Gaines chose a quieter life away from the constant attention they got from HGTV, which made them famous. But now, in 2025, their 5 kids are growing up quickly, and some of them are in the news. The Gaines family story is taking some unexpected turns, from jobs that didn't go as planned to popular videos that caught fans by surprise. This is the news you didn't know you needed. Chip and Joanna Gaines got off to a great start in 2022, which will be a big year for the power couple. After years of planning, their long-awaited joint effort with Discovery Plus, Magnolia Network, made its debut on cable in January. For several years, the Gaines had a dream that came true with this start. It combined their love of design with their drive to be successful. With the couple as the faces of the new channel, the network quickly became popular. It shows both living shows and home improvement shows. It was a huge step from being TV stars to media moguls, and it gave their love of home improvement a much bigger audience. In May, they started one of the biggest and most important renovation jobs they have ever done. In Waco, Texas, there is the Cottonland Castle. Buying this 100-year-old house had been their dream for a long time, but they had been unsuccessful for 20 years before they finally did in 2021. The castle, which was finished in 1913, had been empty for many years, but its beauty could not be denied. It was built for $75,000, which is about $2 million today. The 4,300-square-foot house was a beautiful example of architecture from the early 1900s, but the once majestic building had become badly damaged over time, so it needed to be completely changed. They worked hard on the makeover project because they loved it and because it was a big job. As shown in the 8-episode special Fixer Upper Welcome Home the Castle, the show followed Chip and Joanna as they carefully fixed up the building, keeping its original beauty while adding modern touches. There was more to the job than just a normal renovation. It was a deep dive into the castle's long past. Each room was carefully designed to feel like it was from the early 1900s while still having Magnolia's signature style. As always, Joanna was very important to the planning process. She was inspired by the castle's long history to make 10 new paint colors for her Magnolia home line. She called them the Castle Collection. These colors, which were chosen to make the room feel unchanging and reverent of history, gave it more warmth and personality. The result was not only a beautifully renovated historic site, but also a stunning example of how much the Gaines cared about keeping history alive, as they make something new. When they were done, the Cottonland Castle stood as a testament to their creativity and skill, forever tied to their amazing journey in home design and renovation. Every year, Joanna Gaines adds more to her already amazing list of accomplishments, and 2022 was no different for the multifaceted personality. Joanna has gone from being a popular HGTV star to a powerful figure in the fields of home design, business, and more. She is a true powerhouse of talent, business sense, and authenticity. Over the years, she and her husband Chip have co-written several best-selling books, solidifying their place in the literary world along with their fame on TV and in home remodeling. But in 2022, Joanna made a big step forward when she went out on her own and wrote her first book, The Stories We Tell. The book, which was supposed to come out in early November, was a very important moment in Joanna's life. It wasn't just another project for the public eye. It was an emotional journey that made her think about her life, work, and all the different parts of who she is. Joanna has been honest in talks about the process of writing the book, calling it a journey of self-discovery. She said that as she wrote, she felt like her soul was coming back to her body, which was a process of recovery. This strong sentence says everything about the story. It's about more than just telling other people her story. It's also about thinking about herself. There's more to the stories we tell than just Joanna's rise to fame. It's a close look at her own life, including her struggles and successes. The book talks about her childhood, her relationship with Chip, and the problems she had going through fame and being a mom. Every page, Joanna talks about the worries, successes, and quiet times that made her who she is as a person and as a worker. The book gives readers an honest look into the mind and heart of a woman who has inspired millions of people. That's not all Joanna wants to do with her book, she says. She also wants it to show how beautiful other people are. She hopes that her journey of self-discovery will connect with readers and inspire them to accept their own stories and find comfort in them. People feel like they are connected to Joanna through her writing, which reminds them that they are not alone in their problems or successes. When the stories we tell came out, it was another important step in Joanna Gaines's legacy, which combines weakness with strength, personal growth with a strong desire to help others. Joanna Gaines always seems to be having a good time. And in 2022, she reached another important point in her personal life. She and her husband Chip enjoyed their almost 20th wedding anniversary earlier in June. This was a sign of the lasting love and partnership that has been a part of their relationship. Their 19th wedding anniversary was a time to remember their journey together, both as a pair and as business partners. They were one of the most famous and loved couples in the world. To celebrate the important day, Joanna wrote a touching post on social media that included a picture of herself leaning on Chip with a loving look on her face. She just wrote 19 years under the picture, letting the picture itself say a lot about their love and past. Fans have been inspired by their relationship for a long time. It is based on mutual respect, fun, and shared dreams. Chip and Joanna have been through the ups and downs of their jobs while raising a family, but they have always been very close to each other. People have been impressed by how well they handle their personal and work lives, and their anniversary was another sign of how strong their relationship is. Not only have Joanna and Chip talked about their long and happy marriage, but they have also been open about their family life. Their current family size is 4, but Joanna recently told Today that they are still open to the idea of having more children. "Chips is going to want more kids when I'm 50, Joanna joked. "You should know that this will always be the story." Jo is now pregnant again. Chip is like business when he's with kids. You can never have too many. Their open mind when it comes to family is shown by her joke about the possibility of a 6th child, and how happy it makes them both to raise their kids together. Chip, who is known for being very happy, has often talked about how much he loves being a dad and how excited he is about having a big family. For Joanna, being a mom has been one of the best things in her life, and she and Chip haven't thrown out the idea of having another child. The fact that they are having fun with the future of their family shows how well they get along with each other and how they can find humor in life's biggest choices. Chip and Joanna are clearly still enjoying the good things in life, like family, love, and the unknown. They are now in their 20th year of marriage. Drake Gaines, Chip and Joanna Gaines's oldest kid, is at a turning point in his life as he gets ready to become an adult. At 18, he has reached a number of important goals. Getting his driver's license is one of them. It's a big deal for all teens and young adults. Drake saw this as a step toward independence as well as the freedom that comes with being able to drive. But his mother, Joanna, had an interesting response to this important event. Even though Joanna was happy and proud of her son's new accomplishment, she started to cry. Because she was a mother, seeing her firstborn child reach this level of freedom and responsibility made her feel very close to and loved her child. The way Joanna felt shows how hard it is to be a mother, especially as her kids get older and start taking on more adult responsibilities. But Drake is going through a lot more changes than just getting his driver's license, as he gets ready to reach an even bigger milestone, leaving home for college. She has seen Drake grow from a kid to a young adult, so this moment is both exciting and sad for her. Joanna wrote a personal piece for the fall issue of Magnolia Journal about how she feels as her firstborn gets ready to take this next step in his life. "Soon, our oldest son Drake will be home from college," she wrote. She talked about how happy and excited she was for Drake's future and how this heartbreaking event made her feel in comparison to other sad events. But as his mother, the thought of him going made her sad and brought about change. Joanna agreed, but she also said, "My first child is moving out, and that will change the way our family works." That can also feel like a loss. This moving part of her writing shows how many parents feel when their kids leave for college, sad and happy at the same time. As the family relationship changes, pride and a sense of loss go hand in hand. Even though they feel a lot of different things, both Joanna and Chip are proud of the young man Drake is becoming. Chip said that seeing Drake start this new part of his life is like seeing the couple's parenting process. Chip said, "We've done our job as parents." He meant that they had readied their son for the next part of his life. Finally, this little boy, man, whatever he turns into, will be very interesting to watch. I believe it is good for you. This positive outlook shows how excited and sure they are about Drake's prospects. He knows that this change is an important and necessary part of growing up and becoming an adult. Ella Rose Gaines is Chip and Joanna Gaines' second child and oldest daughter. She is creative, loves fashion, and wants to help others just like her parents do. Eliana has a great appreciation for art and design, just like her mother. This can be seen in all of her projects. One thing that stands out about Ella's growing interest in design is that she helps with charity work. She helped raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in September. This is a cause that is important to the Gaines family. Ella made a limited edition t-shirt to help bring attention to and raise money for kids with cancer. The money from the t-shirt was meant to honor the kids and adults who have been touched by cancer. Because Ella cares about people and wants to make the world a better place, she chose this cause. Ella is still involved in design in other ways. She also had an effect on her mother's work, which led to the writing of Joanna's much-anticipated biography. When Joanna talked about how much she loved having her daughter help her write the book, she talked about how special it was to work with Ella on such a personal project. Joanna wrote, "I loved every step of making this book come to life. The best part was having my daughter Ella help me create the cover." Working on a project with her daughter Ella was definitely one of Joanna's favorite things. It brought them closer together and gave Ella a chance to add her own special touch to something that was very important to her mother. In addition to her artistic work, Ella just celebrated her 16th birthday, which is a big event in her life. In honor of her birthday, Joanna wrote a touching post on Instagram that showed her fans an emotional moment she had as a mother. In the post, Joanna showed off some decorations and a sign she had made for Ella's 16th birthday. Joanna wrote, "My sweet girl turned 16. I really don't want to cry like a big fat mama bear when she drives off tomorrow by herself." Joanna wrote an emotional post in which she talked about how sad it was that her daughter was getting older and more independent. Parents are proud and loving Ella's progress and accomplishments, both artistically and personally. It's clear that watching their children grow up makes them feel a lot of different emotions. Chip and Joanna Gaines are well-known celebrities with successful jobs. It's only natural that they are protective of their children and don't want anyone to bother them. Over the years, the couple has been open about parts of their lives and how they run their family. However, they have also worked hard to keep their kids out of the spotlight as much as possible. Chip and Joanna want the Gaines family to be able to keep their privacy. There are times when they share pictures of their 5 kids on social media, but most of the time, especially when Duke and Emmy are young, those pictures are kept secret. This has led to some guessing, but there is a good reason for why they are being more careful around these two. In his book, No Pain, No Gains, Chip wrote about an interesting and enlightening event that happened on a family trip to a nearby junk market. Duke was their youngest child at the time. While the Gaines family was at the flea market, a group of over-the-top fans came up to them and asked to meet the pair. Things got worse very quickly, and Duke got split from Chip and Joanna in the chaos. The family was scared and upset by what happened. Chip talked about how the large crowd and excitement of the event made them feel like their children were not safe. Chip wrote about the event and how it completely changed his view on parenting in his book. That moment changed Chip, and it made him think again about how he would protect his kids in the future. He said that the event woke him up and made him even more careful about his kids' safety and privacy moving forward. It showed how vulnerable people can be when they're in the public eye, especially when it comes to their young kids who might not fully understand or get ready for the attention they get. Chip made the decision to keep his kids away from these kinds of situations. This changed the way he approaches family life and how he and Joanna handle their public and private lives now. Due to this, Duke and his sister Emmy have not been seen on their parents' social media accounts since then. The Gaines family has taken steps to make sure that the two youngest children don't have to deal with the same level of public scrutiny or the possible risks of being too noticeable online. Chip and Joanna's careful approach has helped them give their kids a safer, more private place to grow up, free from the stresses that come with being famous parents. Neck is the youngest daughter of Chip and Joanna Gaines. She is discovering her own interests and skills. Neck and her mother are both very artistic, especially when it comes to gardening and flower arrangements. Neck is only 12 years old. Like Joanna, who is known for her love of nature and well-thought-out patterns, Neck is very interested in plants and likes taking good care of them. Her love of gardening shows how caring and artistic the place is where she lives, that her folks have taken in and cared for. Neck has a great eye for beauty, just like her mother does. She loves making beautiful flower arrangements and carefully tending to her yard. Neck loves plants, but she also likes to spend time in the kitchen, where she has become very good at baking. She likes to play around with recipes and make tasty treats like cookies and cakes. Another skill that adds to her many artistic skills shows a deep appreciation for the simple pleasures in life by being both artistic and useful, whether she's farming or baking. Even though Neck is becoming more creative, she and her bigger siblings have to follow strict rules at home, especially when it comes to using their cell phones. It's important for Joanna to keep a good balance for her kids in a world where technology is often the main focus. Indeed, Joanna has made it a rule that her kids are not allowed to bring their phones inside the house. It's now a house rule. Joanna said that all of your phones go to the same place when you're at home. This rule is meant to get people to talk to each other more, spend more time together as a family, and be less distracted by technology. Her kids can't keep their phones on them at all times. If they want to check a text or email, they have to go to the designated phone spot. Joanna made this rule because she wants to create a home where connection, creativity, and family time are more important than constant digital interaction. She wants her kids to be aware and in the present moment by making it a rule that they can't have their phones on them. She also wants them to enjoy the things and people that are important to them instead of being stuck on their phones. Neck finds that this rule helps her create a place where her creative interests can grow without the interruptions that come with using her phone all the time. Fans love Crew, the youngest member of the Gaines family, because he posts cute and sometimes funny things on his parents' social media accounts. Crew has already gained his own fans, who are excited to see all of his milestones and cute moments as he grows up in the public eye. Crew and his father Chip ran in the 3rd Silo District Marathon together in April to raise money for cancer research. The dad and son ran the marathon together, and Chip was proud to share a video of Crew in motion. Along with the video, Chip wrote in the post, "My baby is better than your baby," in a fun and proud way, showing how pleased and amused he was by Crew's drive and enthusiasm. In August, Joanna shared a sweet picture of Crew as a baby wrapped in a blanket next to a picture of him in the same pose taken not long ago. It was clear how much Crew had grown in just a few short years from the first shot to the second one. Joanna couldn't help but think about how quickly time had gone by, so she put a funny comment on the picture. "Babies don't keep." As a joke, she pretended that her 4-year-old was still a baby. This showed how sad it makes her to see her smallest child grow up so quickly. The picture and text showed how all parents feel. They love every moment they have with their kids, even though they grow up so fast. Crew's attitude and charm go beyond what you see on social media. Like his mother, he also likes to help out in the cooking. Joanna often talks about sweet times when Crew helped her cook, which shows how much he loves it. Joanna loves spending time in the kitchen with him, whether he's helping her taste foods or cooking. She calls him her little Sue's chef with pride. In one of her posts, she shared a cute video reel of Crew doing his thing in the kitchen. Her fans fell in love with Crew's silly antics. In these times, Crew's natural charm and growing independence are easy to see. He takes part in everyday family events, which makes the Gaines family even warmer and more loving. A lot of Crew fans can't wait to see what the young star does next. He continues to win over people who watch his family's journey. What do you think about the Gaines family? Please tell us what you think in the box below. We hope this video was helpful for you. Kindly click like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Glad you watched, and see you in the next film. Thank you.